Welcome back. Well, it is a long weekend and many people will be celebrating the South African way over a braai. But do you know what meat you're consuming and how safe it is? Well, Farmers Club says healthy food is constantly out of reach because of the escalating cost of living. It says consumers must be educated on how to spot good, healthy meat. Well, let's find out how farmers can offer high-quality food to average consumers from the club's founder and CEO, Ntuthuko Shezi. Ntuthuko, thank you so much for your time. A very good morning to you. And this is a big issue, isn't it? The fact that, unfortunately, the cost of living has become so high that good quality food seems to be out of reach for the average person and even worse for the poor. Just talk to us a little bit about what we're witnessing out there.
Absolutely. Good morning, Faith, and good morning to your viewers. The cost of meat is skyrocketing. I think if you go and observe the supermarket shelves, you see people standing by the shelf and touching something and dropping it, touching and dropping it. You can see that there is absolute pressure on the consumer. And really, this is because of these high costs of fertilizers, all these farm inputs that have been there, and also the occasional profiteering from the supermarkets, because they've got shareholders that need to be happy. So the consumer really is the one that bears the biggest brunt. But the farmer doesn't get much either. And so, which is why Farmers Club exists, to say, hang on, let's get everyone buying directly from farm, straight to delivered to their house in a farm-to-fork way, cutting out all these middlemen in the middle who add a lot of layers that are unnecessary to the food cost.
Sure. So the farmers themselves feel the brunt of the escalating food prices, inflation, as well as perhaps the markups that will be placed by retailers. So the money never filters back. And what you're saying is, let's all go to the farmer, link up with the farmer, get the meat fresh from the farm, and number one, you'll be able to know exactly what you're getting, and cut out everybody else in between. I'm wondering how retailers will take that, because what you're suggesting, Ntuthuko, is scrap the retailers for now, or don't make them a priority. What you do is you go straight to the farm, know exactly what you're getting, the cut of meat that you're getting, at possibly a lower price, and consuming that way.
I think tough times really make the best of us. I think really there's no revolution that has ever come from just normal, Christmas time. This pressure people are feeling is pressure that can be alleviated. We need to buy differently. If we don't do that, we really just on a slippery slope to nowhere. It's about time that things change. It is about time things change, because one, the food that people are buying, most of the time there's hardly any nutrition there. It's close to cardboard in terms of nutrition. Some of this food, if you see some of the studies of what we actually buy, I think it's high time people really got to sync with farmers, got to sync with companies like Farmers Club, where you're saying, okay, I'm getting my meats from the farmer, I'm getting my spinach from the farmer. Yes, I'm not farming, I don't have the time to farm for myself, but I'm getting my meat from somewhere close by, where I can know really what went into my food. That's the trick here, South Africans.
So then help us out here, and I want to label on what you're saying, that a lot of us, or all of us as consumers, are eating cardboard. Where does the manufacturing of cardboard actually start? Does the farmer then put all of these injectables in the product that makes it last longer in the fridge, that makes it valuable to the retailers, and they eventually get into our homes? Just trying to understand here the value chain of when the consumer actually gets food that does not have the nutritional value.
Yeah, so I've heard someone say that the banana that you are eating today at some supermarkets was harvested probably 4 months ago, which is what the factory called the supermarket is supposed to have. They're supposed to have predictability. So then they have to find ways of keeping it fresh. Like some of the apples that we're eating in the shelves are from last year's July harvest. So. It's some of those such things where I think for the longest of times as South Africans we've relied heavily on other people to produce our food, and we've never cared as long as it's there on the shelf, and that's to our detriment, and we're feeling the brunt of it now, and the whole world is on the same cycle as well. So but it's something that we can control. South Africa has got an abundance of land, abundance of wannabe farmers as well. Really, all we need to just do is just get started. And like Farmers Club has been a leader of this to say, you want meats, soon it's going to be chicken, and soon it's going to be vegetables as well. You want all these delivered directly to your door from the farm. We're there. You just sign up, you subscribe, which is also another beauty as well. You subscribe, so for your meat, you don't have to worry, is my meat going to change every month? We only have one price increase a year. So you're getting your consistent, your budget is consistent. You know that I'm spending 800 Rand for my meat for the next 12 months. And there's going to be no surprises. And it's good quality meat that it's produced with love. I think that's the difference that we bring.
I've got a very quick question to you before we find out exactly what will be the logistics here in terms of getting the meat from the source or getting the vegetables from the source. How old is our meat, the meat that we are buying from supermarkets?
Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. For some parts, like we getting some meat that you get is meat has been slaughtered and then frozen for the longest of time. Some as long as a year, and then defrosted so that you can get it nicely looking reddish sort of. On the shelf, so they ease that. Yeah. But for the most part, I think South Africa, for the most part, the meat in South African shelves is rather fresh. But there are areas where there would be lots of gray areas, especially in your processed things. The moment something is processed, you must always just check with a fine-tooth comb there when it comes already with barbecue sauce on. There's already a red flag there that say, this thing is perhaps was just about to expire. Then they just have to give it an extra 2 weeks of life with the barbecue sauce. Yeah, but stuff you can do at home. But actually you pay more for stuff that was about to go off. So laziness is expensive. So if you buy your meat from Farmers Club, then you put your own barbecue sauce at home, then you are fine. You're doing really well.
And is it worse for areas where people are disadvantaged? So I'm thinking like for those for townships, disadvantaged communities, rural areas, is it worse there in terms of the supply of meat and the quality of meat?
Absolutely. I've seen atrocious things. I think it's education as well. I think the freshest meat you get it from the high end chains, and then as time goes by and things like the clock ticks, then you get it at the poorer chains or at independent shops, and that's something that needs to really stop in this country, because that means that the people who are actually paying more for their meat are paying for terrible meat, which is really an injustice on its own.
I definitely hear you on that one. We have to leave it there this morning. Thank you so much for your time. Farmers Club founder and CEO Ntuthuko Shezi. There we go. It's a bitter truth, really, when it comes to the type of food that we are producing or we are eating as the end user, as a consumer. And they're saying, cut out the middleman, cut out the retailers, go straight to the source, go straight to the farmers so that you can get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and more than anything else, good quality meat.